4. That must be a bit crazy today. It's actually snowing today, as you can see from the hillside. It's starting to lay. It's quite chilly on the wind chill factor as well. My friend has a bit more sense. He's still holed up in the caravan, but I just say it was a bit of a waste of a day, so I thought, screw it, let's get out, continue. As long as you're prepared for the weather, it shouldn't really matter what it's like. So I've just got my sluice set up at a new spot. We filled in the hole yesterday from where we've been working the first 3 days. So I'm just about to start working the material that we sort of prepared yesterday. We chose a new spot. It's got a bit of a bedrock wall going up against it, so we've done like a D going round it with some stones. I'll show it in a bit when I get further up there. We spent a good half hour yesterday just raking out all the big stones ready for today. It's just a shame the weather's turned. The water's a lot higher than it was yesterday. It's a hell of a lot colder. As you can see, it's getting whiter on the hills as well. So not really the best day for prospecting, but screw it, that's what we're here for, so why not, Let's see how the day progresses. Well, that's the bucket results of bucket number 2 from the new spot. The first bucket didn't hold anything. That one's got a slightly bigger speck and a few other smaller specks to the side, but not a lot. It's still only the top material that we were pretty much kicking around yesterday while we were clearing out the hole of the bigger stones though, so while we were rummaging around in the hole, we might have been pushing any gold that is in it deeper down, so we'll see. We'll give it a few more buckets, but if it doesn't start paying better than this, it looks like we might be looking for spot number 3, so we'll see how we get on. Well, I've been here about an hour and a half now. Needed something to warm me up. As you can see, it's still snowing, still laying a bit on the hillside. If it doesn't improve that much sooner, I might call it a day, because it might be a bit too precarious to walk back in these conditions, but we'll see. So I'm going to have my flask of soup. I've got my sluice set up down there with the 3rd bucket. If that 3rd bucket doesn't really produce any more gold, then as I might just call it a day for the day, because it's not really the best conditions at all. As soon as you're facing the wind or the snow, it must be well into the minus figures. So yeah, gold will always cheer up the soul if it's found, so we'll see what is in that bucket after I've had me cup of soup. Well, I'm sluicing my 3rd bucket, and I can see a little bit of gold in the top of the sluice, just a little bit. But I'm also sat there and I'm seeing snow actually start to lay little bits on my waders, so I'm thinking it's probably not going to be the best conditions to continue really. You see the hillside still getting snow laying on it, and I don't particularly fancy walking back if it's going to continue to lay on the hillside, so I think I'm just going to finish this bucket. At least I've managed to give the hole a quick go just to make sure it's actually, well, just to see if it actually had any gold in or not. I've seen a few specks, and as I say, that one little bit in the top of the sluice there as well. Still haven't seen any pickers or anything like that. Just fine specks. So I don't know whether this hole's going to be worth continuing, whether it's actually going to be paying better than the first spot that we were doing on this trip, because at least we were getting specks continuously in that previous hole. That's all it was just specks. So I'd say it's just not really the best conditions when you're seeing snow falling like that. So I think I'll finish this bucket and probably call it a day. My mate hasn't even made it up yet either, so he's probably poked his head out and seen the snow and thought, no, not for me. So it's just me being the stupid crazy one, being up here on my own, sluicing away in the freezing cold. But we'll see what this bucket contains. Yeah, there's the results of that bucket. Just a large speck and a few smaller specks to the side. Definitely not enough to keep me working in conditions like this. So it's just not particularly the best weather for it. Hands are very cold. Don't have any waterproof gloves with me. Well, the ones I did have aren't waterproof enough, put it that way. So I'm going to suffer that one up. Give it another double check just in case there was anything else that was missed in there, but other than that I think I'm just going to pack it up and call it a day for the day. Short day, but at least I've gave it a go, and as always tomorrow, let's just hope the weather's a bit better. Well, day 5 back at the new hole, the hole I was working yesterday when it was snowing all day. We've got a couple of hours in yesterday just because of the conditions. I also damaged my pump, so I had to go back and get some tools to repair that. So that caused an early day yesterday. It was a bit treacherous as well. Today's weather's a lot better, so no rain for the first time this trip. So that's nice to see. I'm just sluicing my first bucket while my friend up there is just filling his bucket. I'm using my super sluice today. He's using his awesome sluice, which is just full of high-low riffle matting all the way through with a little bit of black matting at the top. So this one's just a solid fiberglass construction all the way down, just utilising drop riffles throughout. So I've almost finished this bucket. So we shall see if there's any gold in this. If there isn't, and the hole doesn't start paying off, we'll probably have to move location because we've still got another day and a half left. So we'll see if there's anything that's going to be coming out with this one or not. And if not, we'll find somewhere new. If there is, we'll get a bit deeper. And that's the result of that bucket. Just the one speck there, not much. We better pick up a little bit better than that, otherwise we'll just fill it back in, try and move on a bit more. So we'll see, another couple of buckets, see if it's going to be worth continuing with or not.